Welcome to the Empowered Soul Podcast, a cozy audio nest of soulful musings and heart-made creations. If you're a mystical soul craving connection and inspiration, you've found your flock. Hi, I am MC Mama Bird, a mama, artist, soul regression therapist in training, and longtime yoga and meditation guide, sharing stories, conversations, and everyday magic for your soul and your family. Now take a deep breath and stretch your wings wide to enjoy the ride. Welcome back, my beautiful friends and souls of this magnificent universe. Thank you so much for returning. After episode 54 was published, I realized there was one important thread I really wanted to return to before we continue our journey today. My intention is never simply to just share ideas, but to also share what I'm learning through my mentors, my studies, the communities I'm part of, and simply said, just everyday life, and how those teachings become lived experiences rather than just these beautiful concepts. My hope is that somewhere along the way, you can find a little companionship on your own journey, especially through the more challenging seasons, remembering that none of us walk alone on this path. No matter who we are, we're all here to learn, contribute, and grow. Some people may simply be farther along certain stretches of the path, and then they generously share their wisdom that they've gathered through years of experience. But we're all still beautifully human. We all experience joy and grief, uncertainty, celebration, setbacks, quiet breakthroughs. And my hope is that this podcast continues to be a place where we can honor all of this together. And as I reflected on episode 54, one question kept returning to my heart. How do we become the person our soul is quietly inviting us to be? And for me, it begins by learning to listen, and then learning to trust what we hear. And during that process, being honest with ourselves and not shaming ourselves for the revelations and our true desires, or if we may simply not just be ready yet, and that we are on our way, but the timing is not yet 100%. In soul regression, we often speak about the higher self, the wisest part of us, the part that remembers who we are beyond fear, beyond survival, beyond this lifetime, and beyond the temporary stories that our minds sometimes create. It is the part of us that has never abandoned us. It also whispers gently through intuition, synchronicities, quiet knowing, in those moments when life suddenly feels so clear. Each of us may discover that connection differently, some through meditation, others through prayer, or journaling, art, music, dancing, gardening, cooking, caring for others, long walks in nature, or simply spending unrushed time with the people that they love. However we arrive there, these practices become little doorways that gently bring us back home to ourselves. One practice I especially love is simply talking with my higher self, as I would a trusted friend, over a morning cup of tea, during a walk, or before falling asleep, or throughout the day while I'm cooking, or when I'm feeling sorrow. That loving presence is never somewhere outside of us. It's already within us. It's just patiently encouraging us towards clarity, healing, and the next loving step. And it's patiently waiting for us to start that dialogue, not in a pristine way and perfect way, but in the way that we already are right here, right now, and beautifully human. Of course, learning to listen doesn't mean that the mind suddenly becomes silent. Our fears don't disappear overnight, and neither does the ego. In fact, there are healthy expressions of the ego that help us move through life with confidence and purpose. That is called ego strength. The invitation isn't to silence every voice within us. It's to develop the discernment, to recognize which voices are rooted in fear, which are rooted in love, and which may simply be asking for our attention, for our nurture. And I must say this too, sometimes our fears are trying to protect us. Sometimes our intuition is gently redirecting us, learning to pause, listen, discern, trust, being honest. This is all a lifelong practice, a commitment. It is not the adrenaline rush after an amazing retreat that we can just be like, oh yeah, this sounds really great. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then it withers away. Or maybe after the New Year's resolutions and we slip into these old habits that may not be loving us back. This is a true commitment, an everyday practice, slow, gently, little by little, 5% here, 10% there. And that requires honesty, not shaming ourselves, and sticking with it, believing in it, and rooted in loving ourselves. Personally, I also believe we're supported in many beautiful ways while we're committing to all these visions. Whether you experience that support through faith, prayer, trusted friends, therapy, loving ancestors, angels and spirit guides, or simply your own quiet inner knowing, we don't have to walk this journey alone. And perhaps that's one of the greatest gifts of mindfulness. The challenges of life don't disappear, but with practice, we become more capable of returning to our trust. We remember that this journey of the soul is way bigger than any single chapter we happen to be living today. And that reflection naturally brings me to the beautiful work of Byron Katie. I wanted to bring her in. Those teachings have been profoundly healing in my own life. One of the greatest gifts she's offered me is this simple reminder: we don't have to believe every thought we think. We can gently question the stories our minds create and ask whether they're actually true. Many of those stories were trying to protect us at one time, but they may no longer be serving the person we're becoming. I've especially noticed this in all kinds of relationships, from friendships, neighbors, work-related, family, acquaintances, you name it. Sometimes we carry expectations about how other people should treat us, or love on us, understand us, or respond to us. It could be as simple as the cashier at the checkout, and it could be as profound as our closest family members, our partners, our kids. But when we begin to question those stories, something beautiful happens. Instead of trying to change other people and judge them and have resentment and bitterness, we begin cultivating greater self-love, healthier boundaries, deeper self-respect, and we steer ourselves towards the love that is already in our lives. We become more compassionate for ourselves and others. Through her work, which is called The Work, and I'll leave the link in the description in the show notes in case you're interested, we realize that these aren't just relationships that challenge or trigger us. They are classrooms where we come to learn from them. This is Earth School, after all. The person that will trigger us the most is our teacher. I know sometimes it's hard to see it that way, but it's true. It reminds me of one of the verses of the Inner Child song, which I can't wait to record and share it with you. And it goes like this. The deeper the wound, the stronger the ego. Dig in, give it a voice, a microphone, and a tuxedo. It's my inner child talking like the ugly duckling, but it's a gift to heal, radiant and soon chuckling. Bits by just bits, we grow strong and soft, non-reactive, compassionate ego dwarfs. Pain is a teacher, not an overlord. Unmask your fear, to no man's land we go, and realize we're all big souls, squished into these little bodies like singing bowls. Just like me, your struggles are the same. We are drops from the same ocean that has no name. These stories may not disappear overnight, and that's okay. This, again, is a practice. I've certainly found myself slipping back into old patterns sometimes, those of seeking validation or recognition. From time to time, it happens. But those moments don't last as long anymore, I've noticed. I recognize them more quickly, return to center a little sooner, and gently remind myself, next time, I'll do even better. To me, that's what healing often feels like or looks like in my body. Not perfection, but awareness. Not never falling back into old patterns, but returning home to ourselves with greater kindness each time. And I think that's what Byron Katie's work has given me most. Not always that I have different thoughts, but a different relationship with my thoughts. And once we begin loosening our grip on the stories that no longer serve us, we create space for something new to grow. And that's what beautifully leads me to another teacher whose work has been helping me explore not only what we release, but also what we choose to create. And that naturally brings me to something that deeply touched my heart during one of Cathy Heller's recent classes. And looking back now, I can see why it arrived during Gemini season. Gemini is often associated with communication, curiosity, reflection, and asking the meaningful questions of life. Gemini goes from about May 20th till June 20th, more or less, give and take. And in Cathy's class, invited me to become more intentional about the words that I speak. Again, communication, Gemini, and the words we use, the stories I tell myself, and the identity I'm choosing to live from. It reminded me that our words don't simply describe the life we're living, they quietly influence the life that we're growing into. So we're casting like a spell into the future. They shape the conversations we have with ourselves, the atmosphere within our homes, the way we parent our children, the legacy we leave behind, and the emotional environment we create for the people around us. Just notice the words you naturally use throughout the day. I don't know. This is too hard. I know I've used that a lot, especially in parenting. I just can't do it. I'm overwhelmed. I'm asking for too much. I am too much. I've certainly caught myself saying some of those things, especially when I'm impatient in parenting, and without realizing, those small phrases can quietly become habits. Or maybe we realize it, but we're just deeply addicted to that reality or the chemical drugs that we make from that state of existence, for example. I know that's been true for me. It's almost like, oh, I'm just too tired to be more aware or aligned right now. I just want to give in and surrender to my old wound and comfort zone. I get it. I've done that. I've been there. I'm still aware and still doing it. Cathy describes our words almost like magic wands. They don't just shape us, they also influence the people who are listening. Think about our kids. The beautiful part is that transformation doesn't begin by forcing ourselves to think positively. It begins with awareness, simply noticing, and that's all it takes. That's the beginning. Noticing, pausing, giving ourselves a choice. For me, Gemini taught me to listen more deeply. And now that we're in Leo, it is inviting us to trust what we have heard. Even though Gemini season has passed, its invitation hasn't. We can continue asking ourselves gentle questions. What words am I choosing today? Who am I becoming? What dreams continue returning to my heart? What small daily rituals help me remember the truth of who I am? What little ways can support the woman I'm becoming or the man? Cathy also talks about Xerox moments, those first few minutes after we wake up, when our minds are especially receptive, as the best moments to set our intentions, even through simple words or feelings. She uses this image of a photocopier because those first moments often become the template or the blueprint that imprints on the rest of our day with a ripple effect. Check out our episodes 23 for a Cathy-inspired morning practice and my episode 24 for an evening one. It's a conversation we have with God. We're not just sending signals to the universe, we're receiving them too. It's a back and forth thing. And instead of immediately reaching out for the noise of the world, turning the cell phone on, we can begin with a conversation with our higher self, the divine, our angels, whoever you pray to. It could be a prayer, it could be gratitude, or simply by asking, how do I want to live today? How do I want my day to look and feel? Perhaps that's the beautiful rhythm of growth. First, we become quiet enough to hear the whisper of the soul. Then we gather the courage, we summon the trust, and what has been gently shown to us all along. And maybe that's what this season is asking of all of us. Not perfection, just a willingness to stop editing our dreams because of fears that may not even be true, that haven't even been questioned, that we're just operating from habitually, almost instinctively. And instead, we can begin taking loving steps. And no matter how small they seem, they aren't, because they're becoming the person we were created to be. In fact, I would dare say that those little micro attunements, that's where the big change lies. The dreams that keep returning to our hearts aren't random. I don't believe they're accidents. Nothing is. I believe they're gentle invitations from the soul, from the divine, from Creator, patiently waiting for us to trust that perhaps they were planted there for a reason. And before we step into astrology and numerology for the season, there's one last reflection that I want to share that's been resting on my heart, especially for those of you who are parents. Being a stay-at-home parent or mom, in my case, it's real work and it's sacred work. We devote ourselves to raising these little humans with as much love, presence, patience, and wisdom as we can gather each day. It is without question the greatest calling of my life, even though the world doesn't always recognize it, because it often measures success by productivity, money, material goods, material possessions, status, instead of presence. And that doesn't diminish the importance, of course, of our work outside the home, our careers, creativity, our business, our services, and our dreams, which matter too. They are all part of the expressions of the soul. But I often remind myself, especially when I hit those moments when I'm feeling tender and sensitive, and I wonder, am I accomplishing enough? Will I ever get there? And then I come to this realization that the greatest people I'll ever teach are my kids, and that my greatest teachers are them too. And this season will pass much faster than I can imagine. God willing, before long, my little boy will be a teenager, and a whole new chapter will begin. So I keep reminding myself to really be here, to savor these little years. One day, they'll feel like a beautiful dream, just as my years living in Mexico now feel like a dream, just as like my childhood in Honduras feels like a dream, and the memories of my mom now visit me just like little treasures from another lifetime. Creator, thank you for the gifts of this life. Thank you for allowing our family to have found each other. And thank you for the love that stretches us, comforts us, and carries us through both the challenges and the beauty of this human experience. And thank you for my kids, my son, for my partner, and for the sweetness of our pups. And I'm especially grateful to Dada. His love and support allow me to embrace motherhood so fully while continuing to create in the ways I'm able to for right now. And yes, there are days when I feel the tension between the dreams I carry for the future and the reality of this present season. I have so many ideas I'd love to bring into life right now. I'd love to contribute even more through my work financially for my family. But every season has its own purpose. Right now, my invitation is to honor this one instead of wishing myself into the next. As we mature, we learn and we realize that chapters do pass, things do change. And once they have, when we were in those chapters, were we present? Did we really enjoy it and savor it? Maybe those are some of the teachings my mom is trying to send to me across the veils. Embrace it all. It goes so fast. And I know that when my time comes to support my family, I'll be able to give my partner the ability to contemplate more on his dreams and to build upon them. That is the vision, and that is the goal and the desire in my heart. I trust that as I continue preparing the soil, loving my family, tending to my home, faithfully nurturing the work that's already growing, the garden will bloom in its own time. And that image of the garden has been helping me understand something else lately: our emotional lives. I've begun imagining emotions as waves rather than problems to solve. Notice how every wave rises, reaches its crest, with all the intensity of the emotions and the sensations and feelings, and eventually returns to stillness. Healing doesn't mean we'll never feel sadness, fear, frustration, grief, anger, or anxiety again. Perhaps it is simply learning how to surf those waves with greater awareness. When an emotion comes, instead of judging it, what if we became curious about it? What if we sat beside it the way we would sit beside a dear friend? I often imagine inviting my higher self into the conversation alongside my inner child, the one who's throwing the tantrum and has the very deep and strong emotions. And then gently reminding that younger part of me, you're safe. I'm here now. I won't abandon you. And something beautiful begins happening with that little practice. The waves still come, but they don't stay as long. The rebound becomes gentler. Our nervous system slowly learns that we can be trusted. What once took days to move through may one day just take hours. Or maybe not that much time, a few minutes. Every wave has something to teach us. Every emotion carries an invitation, information, knowledge. Emotion, energy in motion, information, feedback. It's a language, the language of feelings, the language of emotions. As we heal, we gradually free something incredibly precious, our energy. The less energy we spend fighting ourselves, the more becomes available for creating, loving, serving, dreaming, manifesting, and living. Healing doesn't take us away from our purpose. It takes time, it takes care, it takes love, it takes devotion, and it's worth it. And it's important because it prepares us for our purpose. I've experienced this in so many ways, from weaning my little one from breastfeeding to learning to trust my own voice during difficult conversations, to simply believing in myself a little more than I once did. One practice I often return to is imagining myself 20 years from now, even 10 or 5, and asking, what would you tell me today? Almost every time, the answer gently brings me back to my deepest values, my purpose, and the life I'm truly trying to build, and the one that I'm building one little step at a time, one brick at a time. Maybe that's the question. What happens when we stop trying to become everyone else's version of success and begin building the life that genuinely feels it's our own, it's our voice, it's ours? As I look back over these past few weeks, I realize every teacher has been pointing towards the same truth. Byron Katie invited me to question the stories that no longer serve me. Cathy Heller encouraged me to become more intentional with my words and the identity I'm growing into. Leo has been asking me to step forward with courage, just like the Michael Jackson movie. Different teachers, very similar invitation. To choose peace instead of endless worrying, to trust my own path, to receive encouragement with gratitude instead of just brushing it aside. Pause, drink in the compliments, soak in that beautiful love vibration that is being sent to you. To keep becoming who my soul has quietly known I could be all along. I've also realized something about success. Building a beautiful business, creating abundance, supporting my family, sharing my work, and exploring this beautiful world are all dreams I hold close to my heart. Material success alone isn't my destination. For me, the sweetest place is where my soul and my dreams walk together. When success grows from that place, though, it no longer feels like something I'm endlessly chasing. It becomes a natural fruit of living in alignment with who I truly am. I don't believe joy and abundance have to live separately. I believe they can beautifully coexist. We can create, serve, love, and give from a full cup instead of an empty one. And there's nothing wrong with dreaming big. I certainly do, but I'm learning that every dream becomes healthier, steadier, and more joyful when it's rooted in something deeper, as the soul at the center. Everything else blossoms from there. And with that in our hearts, I think this is the perfect moment to zoom out and look at these experiences through another lens, the symbolic language of astrology and numerology. I don't see them as something that determines our lives, but rather as beautiful mirrors. They illuminate what our souls may already be learning, and they speak to the cosmic hum that is all around us as we are all interconnected. They simply offer another language through which life speaks to us. So let's start from the beginning. Let's take a little inventory of where this journey has brought us to today and where we're going soon. Back in May, under the curious energy of Gemini, we reflected on the incredible power of our words. As Henry Ford wisely said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. The language we speak today quietly becomes the life we begin living tomorrow. Then June arrived with Cancer, inviting us inward, into our homes, our hearts, our families, our memories, our roots, and it gently asked us to nurture what truly matters and lovingly tend the places within ourselves that we're asking for healing. As we heal, we don't just transform our own lives, we also help heal the generations that come before us and the ones yet to come. I often imagine the little children of our children and their children and wonder, what energetic heirlooms are we passing down? That feels like some of the most profound work we could ever do. And then July arrived with this practical wisdom. It had the energy of the 8 alongside Mercury retrograde, and it also started with Leo towards the end of July, around July 20th, and Leo has a courageous heart. And all of this invited us to pause before pushing forward, to simplify some before expanding, and to embody everything that we've been learning. And looking back, I can smile now at Mercury retrograde, something I wasn't able to do not that long ago. Like many of us, I experienced those interruptions, the detours that we talked about in the last episode, in the invitations to slow down. But instead of asking, what did Mercury do to me? I found myself asking a different question. What was it inviting me to notice? And that simple shift changed everything. Instead of constantly trying to create something new, I found myself tending to what was already growing in the garden, my home, my family, my heart, the projects that mattered the most to me. And now that I sit here and look back, it almost feels as though July was quietly whispering, weed first, water second, and harvest later. And perhaps that's exactly what the 8 vibration in July is asking of us as well. The number 8 is often associated with abundance, leadership, strength, stewardship, and bringing our inner growth into practicality, practical expression. And sometimes people think of the 8 only through the lens of material success, but there's other ways of experiencing it as well. To me, the 8 gently asks, take everything you've been becoming, and now begin to live it, embody it. It invites us to become grounded leaders in our own lives, steward our time, especially our energy, and our creativity, relationships, and our resources. Do it all with intention, and to establish healthy boundaries so that we can protect what matters most. To remember that true abundance isn't measured only by what we accumulate, material possessions, but by how deeply aligned we become with our values, with ourselves, with our souls. And it also asks us an important question. Are we using our power to control and manipulate, or to empower? So that was July, and we're stepping into August. And now we're going to be entering the beautiful vibration of the 9, while Leo continues encouraging us to shine in August before it eventually hands the torch to Virgo towards the end of August. So if the 8 invited us to build and embody, the 9 is asking us to release. So the 9 is about completion, forgiveness, to harvest the wisdom we've gained, and through that process, to let go of what has fulfilled its purpose, so that new beginnings have room to emerge when we shift once again to the new cycle of the 1. After the 9 comes 10, but the 10 becomes 1. So it all is like a magical spiral of evolution. One of my favorite reminders of the 9 is this: endings aren't failures. They're like sacred graduations. Although letting go isn't always easy for us, the energy is asking, what am I ready to release before the next season begins? It also reminds us that as we mature, life naturally becomes less about proving ourselves and more about contributing to something larger than ourselves. We begin sharing what we've learned, allowing our healing to become a gift for others, and discovering that our purpose grows deeper through service. And Leo, while still in August, beautifully supports this invitation. Leo is ruled by the sun, and Leo reminds us that our light was never meant to stay hidden. It gently asks us to trust the gifts that were planted within us by our Creator and our soul, to stop apologizing for who we are, and to courageously express the truth of our hearts with kindness and integrity. Not courage that seeks applause, but courage that quietly says, "This is who I am." Leo reminds us that our uniqueness isn't something to hide. It's beautiful. It's part of what we're here to contribute. There has never been another person exactly like you, and there never will be. Only you can see the world through your eyes, love the way you love, and offer the gifts that have been entrusted to you. So perhaps the question Leo is asking us this month is very simple. What do I give myself permission for? For me, I give myself permission to flow a little more, to create with joy, to trust my voice, to receive encouragement with gratitude instead of brushing it aside, and to continue becoming the person my soul has been quietly inviting me to be all along. And then, towards the end of August, Virgo, it starts to gently step forward. Virgo has always been like the gardener of the zodiac, the healer, the beautiful one, the virgin. After Leo inspires us to courageously express our hearts with the fire of the sun, Virgo, an earth element, is now saying, now, how will you care for what you've created? Virgo reminds us that extraordinary lives are often built through very ordinary acts repeated with devotion. Small daily choices, healthy rhythms, loving service, and gentleness in your refinement. I'll be sharing more about Virgo next month as we move more fully into that season. But for now, I simply invite you to notice what these past few months have been and what has been stirring inside of you through them and preparing within you. And also, I just want to mention as a side reference that last year I actually went in like a super deep dive in numerology and astrology for these months. So Leo is in episode 19 and Virgo is in episode 12, in case you would like to explore them. And that episode 12 was really beautiful. It's actually one of the most listened ones in the podcast. So looking back, it feels as though every month is lovingly guiding us in our path, inviting us into awareness at first, then into healing, then embodiment, and then release. It's like you made the soup with your intention, your awareness, a soup that could be healing. You put it all together, and then there was some leftover stuff, and those we can compost and let go. They weren't necessary anymore in the embodiment. We can release them. We can surrender it all. And that can be very hard for many humans. Letting go is just not easy. But as we see the pattern in front of us, through the cosmos, through astrology, through numerology, we have support. We're not alone. And we have that encouragement from the universe. So we can take advantage of that. Remember that. Access that. Talk to the divine about it, because you're going to be fully supported through all of these transitions and manifestations, because the cosmos is singing the background song for you to achieve this. In this way, we can continue serving the world from a fuller, freer, and more open heart. Aho. My favorite part. We've gotten here, we've arrived, and this is the gift. A little meditation before we close, and putting it all together into perspective by trusting the light within. So before we close, I'd love to invite you into a few quiet moments together. My hope is that this simple meditation allows everything we've explored today to settle into your heart, into your cellular memory, not just as an understanding, but as an experiential, so that we can remember and access and remember the experience, the feeling of it, to activate on our own time daily or when we can, and to begin living it. So wherever you are, if you're able to, gently place one hand over your heart and the other over your upper belly, right at the solar plexus, your beautiful inner sun of Manipura chakra, the place associated with courage, confidence, authentic expression. Take a slow, nourishing breath in and gently let it go out your mouth. Again, let's breathe in peace. Breathing in and breathing out anything you no longer need to carry. One more slow breath. Allow yourself to arrive completely in this moment. Everything else can just fade away. It's just a short little gift to your heart and to your body. Now imagine a warm golden light beginning to glow beneath your hands. At first, maybe it's just a tiny ember. It's warm, steady, and safe. And with every breath, it grows just a little brighter. Not because you're becoming someone new, but because you're remembering your pilot light within. It's always been with you. It's always been turned on. There's nothing to find, nothing to search for outside of yourself. Now imagine your younger self standing beside you. Simply notice them with love, without trying to fix anything. Maybe it's the 8-year-old little girl. Maybe the teenager or the 5-year-old. And you can gently say to her, I've got you now. You're not alone. Thank you for carrying all of this for me. You're safe. I'll hold your hand. Let's walk forward together now. You take another slow breath, and you notice your younger self relaxing into your presence, trusting you. And her love towards you is the biggest gift. It's the sweetest love you could receive. Now gently lift your awareness to your higher self, the wisest, most loving and beautiful part of you that's part of your soul and the divine realms, the one who knows all your lives, all your dreams, all your gifts, and all the work that you assigned yourself for this life. There's no judgment there. She's your best friend, and there's only love. It's you in peace, with the gentle encouragement and love. And quietly ask her, what would you like me to remember today, higher self? What do I need to know right now? Pause and listen. Perhaps a word comes to you. Maybe it's just a feeling or an image that you honor. Or maybe just a deep sense of peace. Trust what arises. You're not making it up. It's your intuition. Notice. Embrace it. Trust it. Now notice something beautiful. Your younger self, your inner child or children, your present self, and your higher self all begin to merge, coming together sweetly and gently. You're no longer separate, but you are one beautiful, whole presence and glowing light. The child who dreamt, the adult who continues choosing courage, and the soul who has always known the way are one. Enjoy that and rest in that. Give yourself another gentle breath. As we prepare to return, silently repeat these words if you resonate with them. I trust my season. I trust my rhythm. I know my gifts and trust them. I trust the quiet wisdom that's already living within me. Take one final deep breath in, inhaling together. Slowly let it go. Feel your feet on the earth, feel your heart pulsing beneath your beautiful hands and feel that inner light. And whenever you're ready, you can gently return and open your eyes. As we close today, perhaps this entire episode can be distilled into one invitation. Trust your season. Trust your rhythm. Trust your gifts. Trust those sacred detours. Because perhaps you were never falling behind. Life has been quietly preparing you all along for this. Every conversation, every challenge, every joy, every pause, and every dream has been guiding you home to the person your soul has always known you could become. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. It truly means so much to share this journey together. And until next time, keep listening, because there is a dialogue and a language and an exchange that's happening between us and life. We speak, it listens, it speaks, we listen. Just like the 8, it forms this magical infinity symbol between us and the field. And may you continue remembering who you truly are. And may we keep blooming, rooted in love, exactly as we are and exactly as we're becoming, into all that our soul came here to be. With so much love, namaste. Thank you for listening to the Empowered Soul podcast. If this episode touched your heart, I'd love for you to follow the show and share it with someone you love. Stay connected with us on Instagram, explore our website and blog, visit our YouTube channel, and discover more soulful creations here. healtruelove.com/links. Until next time, keep blooming exactly as you are and who you are becoming.